And so you were a prodigy, Lee was a prodigy, Sean was a prodigy. I'd imagine early in your career, you were just dominating shows, dominating shows. Nobody was close to you.
Well, me,
Yeah.
I had a look, but I felt like people thought I was too balanced. I was hearing, I didn't have any standout body parts because everything matched. But that was my plan I was measuring every part of my body, and when something was lagging behind from my neck, my calves, and my biceps, that was always my focus to keep that locked in. Uh, that was always the point, not letting my waist grow. You know, a lot of people went to using insulin, stuff like that. I was like, okay, you guys do that. I'm gonna do this. And then I was watched everyone's physique change, but I was like, okay, I would just try to keep up and stay balanced and keep doing my own thing. And you know, I said, okay, later on in my career, I may check that out, but right now I'm gonna stay with what I have. And you know, I was a solid competitor. You know, I was second my first show as a pro in the Ironman. I went on to win 4 Ironmans in a row. But then, you know, winning the San Francisco, winning uh, the Austria Pro, Night of Champions, you know, being in the top six as a rookie year, you know, I beat a lot, but it was still like solid, but not overtaking the 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 people who were there before me. They're a little bit older than me, all of them. And it was going to be time, but I knew I had time on my side, and I knew this side time on my side, but I was thinking I had time, and that's another mistake I made was thinking I did have time, and time ran out one day when I was supposed to go train with Dorian. He was always talking to me about coming to train with him in my prime, but I was always like, okay, yeah, I could do that, but I'm comfortable where I'm at. But it's like that was one of my mistakes is being too comfortable. You know, to be uncomfortable in a place away from home and away from every little hustle and bustle that you go through as in your hometown or whatever you do. I could have made better time with my career by um, going. If I could have took Dorian up on that earlier, but then after I was on my way to train with him, that's when my back I had a spinal infection due to uh, getting bacteria in my system. Went to the weakest part of my body. It was my back. Always been my back, and yeah. So the after that, after surviving that, being in a coma, all this stuff has been well documented over the years. But it's been that was a turning point because then when I did finally reach out there to get out there to train with Dorian, I was now 43. I didn't have no time left because my body has changed now from the injury. My spinal cord was a little different, little scoliosis type of thing. It was like a curve now in my spine, and it wasn't the perfect canvas that I was working with all my life. I knew it, but I was trying to make it happen anyway because I didn't want that to be my last
You
last
don't
they
want to
heard
go
of
out like
me
that.
was the last they heard of me I'm in the hospital, and you know that was that. And I came back and did 2 more shows, one in Canada. I took a fourth, and one in Atlantic City. And then it wasn't how you got to make the top three to get to Olympia, and I just missed it. And then that was it. I just had to rethink and revamp and rechannel everything, and you know, coming down off of that, man, that's
What
where it
was
was
that
tough.
like? What was that transition
It's
like?
hell, dude. It's hell. It's hell. It's hell. It's hell. Hell, hell on earth, you know. But um, although I stumbled and I did fall, but I got up and then I started to make another life for myself within the sport that I knew like the back of my hand and been working for and all my life. You know, I started training at the age of 12. I'm actually tinkering around with weights when I was 9 and 10, flexing flexing my hamstring for kids at the boys club at 9 years old. rolling my stomach at an early age, 10, 12. So I always had this mind muscle connection, and even when I graduated high school, that was my thing, was mind, body, and soul. Um, is what you say when you go across the graduation stage. And yeah, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I said, I'm gonna do what I always did. I'm gonna I'm gonna train. I'm gonna get back in the gym. That's where I was most comfortable. Still to this day, I love to get in there with the guys, sweat, get in the poser room, sweat, uh, pushing people, all the stuff I learned over the years, over the last 40 years. I just put it, instill it in these younger guys, and yeah, that's what I do, man. That's And like I say, going around with the different companies, you got Real Leaders as my sponsored equipment company out of China. Dark Sport, Olympia TV, which I do anything they ask. I'm working with Primetime Muscle, Dennis James, Menace podcast. I still would like to do more. Um, Long Life Meal Prep. All these people, um, this is my life right now.